Bloodshot Records.
Yeah, Ranch. Shouts out to Bloodshot Records. Music Biz Marty, Tyler NY, yeah, Ranch. What's goody, boys? Dirty Little Gang. Heard this little goblin Cyrax was running his mouth again on the internet. Except he was taking it to a whole new level. That's why they call me in.
Goblin Slayer.
Just like Elvis. Just like Elvis.
I heard what you've been saying. I think it's pathetic. Oh, wait, now you're anti-Semitic? Because you know what you said. You probably regret it. When I finish with you, you better call the paramedic. Because you said what you said, and I ain't never gonna forget it. And you say you're coming after me, oh, I ain't never gonna sweat it. I'm all about the paper, and you know that I get it. And you're a broke midget who ain't got no credit. Where I'll leave you laying still up in this bitch.
Just like
Goblin Slayer.
Elvis.
Where I'll leave you laying still up in this bitch.
Just like
Goblin
Elvis.
Slayer. Give her a knock at the door. Here to pay you a visit. Bloodshot Records looking for them midgets. Sally heading us off. We'll be up in the kitchen and you jacking off. Under suspicion, wishing you was in a position. Giving Sally a taste. Tell her don't be spitting. Ed's filming up, gonna save it for later. When he's in the garage, puffing up gas vapors. So I don't care, man, call the cops. They'll probably show up just to see you get dropped. You always run your little mouth. Always dogging these fights, covered in bug bites. And one eye's looking to the left, while the other's looking to the right. You're delusional, that's all I gotta say. And I believe the artist who probably died of AIDS. When I get done with you, I'm gonna leave you swollen. Everyone knows what you do is always stolen. And you think I'm talking shit? And you think that I'm playing? No, I'm here to do my job.
I'm Goblin Slayer.
Where I'll leave you laying still up in this bitch.
Just like
Goblin Slayer.
Elvis.
Where I'll leave you laying still up in this bitch.
Just like
Goblin Slayer. Heard the little goblin was running wild, so they called me back for round 2. Had to bring out the chopsticks, and we ain't eating Chinese food. I might have to talk a little shit. I might have to be a little rude. Bloodshot Records is on the rise, so I'ma do what I have to do. I had to laugh off my head when I seen you pull that 22, cause me and the boys have much bigger guns than you. You claim to be a celebrity, you claim to be the king of rap, but when you're back to reality, you really sound like that on crack. Where I'll leave you laying still up in this bitch.
Just like
Goblin Slayer. Where I'll leave you laying still up in this bitch.
Just like
Goblin Slayer. Doing what I gotta do for my family every motherfucking day. It's all your fault, Marty. Where I'll leave you laying still up in this bitch.
Just like
Goblin Slayer. Don't make me peel the cat back like one of the scabs on your head. Cause you ain't got no friends, these facts. Cause every one of them is dead. So I came back on the track to murk you off the brain and put one inside your chest, like that towelhead Zach was saying. So the whole point of this tale is to never fuck with Bloodshot, because we'll bury you next to Bill. We already bought the plot. Where I'll leave you laying still up in this bitch.
Just like
Goblin Slayer. Shouts out to Bloodshot Records 2021 on a rise. We them guys.
Greetings and good evenings. Welcome. usually, it's fun and jokes around these parts. We like to have a good time, and laugh, be merry and jolly. But tonight we have something serious to discuss. It's almost kind of, I don't know. Um, it feels like there's a lot of pressure here to tell the victim's story properly, because for so long we've heard Chance tell his side of the story, but he's always very evasive and doesn't want to talk about it. And it should be noted that Billy actually added me as a friend. Like, I didn't go out looking for Billy. Um, he's been wanting to tell his story for a while, and he's actually outraged that Chance has tried to spin it around and pin Billy as the violator when the opposite is true. And we all knew that was the case, right? I mean, everyone knows that Chance was lying, and just by his total tone and the fact that he got expelled, the fact that he got expelled pretty much says it all to me, anyways. Um, but we've heard Chance talk about it for so long, and I think it's really brave of Billy, to willingly come forward and tell his side of the story. But I guess what Chance has done is just so outrageous that he didn't really feel like he had much of a choice. I'm going to ask everyone to be respectful. I understand if you are angry with Chance, that's perfectly fine to call him whatever names. But keep in mind that this was, a crime that had been committed. And, if you could just dial it back a little bit, that would be greatly appreciated. So let me send Billy the link here. I haven't actually spoken with Billy, but we've messaged a fair bit today, and I have a pretty basic understanding, I would say, of what's happened. But we haven't actually spoke, so this is going to be, an introduction of sorts. Um, but yeah, here. So let me send this on over here. Yeah, Billy, as you just said, he's one who stands up for himself and others. I like this guy here. So yeah, I just sent that over there. Justice for Billy, indeed. Indeed. I'm going to play like a little bit of what Cyrax was talking about before. And you can see, let me screen share here, that he is nervous. And to summarize everything, the neighborhood didn't just lose their power, but the entire world lost its innocence. All the coffee sludge in the world isn't going to make this go away, Cyrax.
Marty, did you really think I was going to let you get away with this?
And let me briefly address the title. Calling Marty out in his slanderous ways. This isn't slander. This is Billy telling his side of the story. I remember there was some point where you referred to the fact that I only have a screenshot between the two, and there's no way that I could get Billy, and you were terrified of it. Well, you should be afraid, Cyrax. What you did was heinous.
Not a chance, bitch. Not a fucking chance are you gonna get away with this.
Cyrax, you're the one who's not going to get away with it. Yeah, Billy's a really brave guy for coming on and telling the truth here.
I think I would. But one thing you gotta understand, Marty, is this. Do you really think somebody that rapes somebody is gonna fucking admit to it?
No, and you're proof of that, Cyrax, because you are the rapist. Billy wants to come and tell his side of the story. Billy didn't get expelled. Billy's not nervous. He's looking forward to it. Okay, yeah, Billy says he's never used humor or heard of it. I'm gonna try to convey and explain that it's one second. Okay, he's just trying to configure this. Okay, so I think we can get that figured out.
You're fucking stupid, nigga. You're fucking stupid. Do you really think Billy's gonna admit to raping me like he did? No.
Cyrax, we have gotten concrete proof of you doing so much stuff that you've never admitted to any of it. Even to this day, you admit none of it. Like, you've gotten at least a dozen songs that are identical to songs we found on the internet, and you still don't admit to stealing it. Okay, so Billy's still trying to figure it out.
You're dumb, dude. Billy's gonna continue to deny it. He's gonna continue to deny that he ever did it. It was already proven by the school that I went to and the police that he did do what he said he did. So, Marty, you need to fuck up before I punch you in your goddamn fucking face and put you in the goddamn ground, dude, because I'm fucking tired of your slanderous comments, bro.
Cyrax, everyone is entitled to tell their side of the story, and that's all that this is.
Like, for real. I'm over here trying to shoot footage on the crew, too, for a fucking film that I've been working on for the past 4 fucking years. That I've been wanting to work on. I'm trying to get footage shot for that shit. But I can't even do that without you running your mouth.
Wait a second. So I've interrupted his 4-year process of making a film.
That I've been wanting to work on. I'm trying to get footage shot for that shit. But I can't even do that without you running your mouth like a pussy.
Not running my mouth, Cyrax.
Like, Marty, you really think that you trying to make me look like a fucking rapist is gonna work? It's not, you fucking dumbass. It's not gonna fucking work, Marty. Like, you think that just because you contacted Billy and got in contact with him, you think that that makes your case better, but it does.
Cyrax, the case is built upon the fact that you were expelled. And as you said before, that they wanted to charge you and take you to juvenile hall and arrest you, and convict you.
Doesn't. you need to let it go. I just found out that he actually did get in contact with Billy. He actually did contact him via Facebook. But it's okay though, because like I said,
Wait, oh my God, wait. So StreamYards, should I just I'm just gonna should I just Facebook voice call it? I mean, that'll solve. Yeah, no, yeah, just put the link in the main chat. No, I mean, Carlos, I've sent him a like a Facebook thing. Do you think it's what's preferable here? Calling him would work the same as if he went up there. All right, for sure. Okay, then all right. Here, 1 second. Okay, yeah, that's a great call. All right, you know what? Sure. Okay, there's not an answer.
Marty, your futile attempts to make me look like this are just that. They're futile. They're dumb. Like, who in the right mind is going to admit to raping someone, you fucking moron?
You should, Cyrax.
Like, for real, do you really think he's going to fucking admit to what he did? No. Do you really think that's going to fucking work? Not a chance. In years. For fucking years since it happened, my name got cleared. We spoke to the school. We spoke to the police. They know what Billy did. They know what Billy did. That's why they removed me from that school, because of what he did. So it didn't happen to me again. That's why they did what...
Yeah, Billy has suddenly just went AWOL. It says that he's active. But he's not receiving the calls. Here, I'm going to give him another call here. Billy?
Yep.
Hey, hello, sir. Or not, sir. I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine. Don't
It's
worry.
just a habit. How are you doing tonight?
About as good as I can. How
Yeah,
about you?
I'm okay. Sorry about my lateness for starting this. It's just, I guess, a bad habit.
No worries. As the saying goes, bad habits die hard.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I guess what brings us together is this terrible incident that happened in your high school years. Can I ask like how you met Chance?
So, the way I met him was after ninth grade. I was actually at a different school for ninth grade. And ninth grade was absolute shit for me.
I'm sorry.
I had a terrible school, a terrible science teacher, just all around just was pure hell to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And North was more of a local school, the one that I potentially could have went to if I didn't have any visual issues and everything.
Sure.
But eventually we ended up getting me to be able to go to North, and I think, if I remember right, I met Chance through one of my other friends, who was really helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's able to seemingly get people to feel bad for him and overlook like all of his evil ways, and he's a very good manipulator, in my opinion, to a degree.
Manipulation sure as hell does not sound like manipulation to me, but then again, who the hell knows what's going on in his brain?
It's $1 million question. But yeah, did you guys like hang out at all, or?
Yeah, we hung out quite a couple times actually. Rather if it was just me kind of just walking down to his place just to hang out for a little bit. Usually just played games, just acted like normal friends.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of sometimes just bullshitted around at school. Didn't really do a whole lot to get ourselves in trouble, or at least I sure as hell didn't. I have no clue about him though.
Yeah. Apparently he said that he would get into fights all the time, that he would beat up like the football players.
That just sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me, honestly.
Well, that's what
I'm sorry, but if you have people that are 5'7", 5'9", however damn big,
he's like 5'1". Yeah, he's a very short guy. Yeah.
I honestly don't think you'd be able to do that. I mean, unless somehow he was smart and just kicked him in the dick, but with how many there were, I don't think so, because I saw him at school quite a lot. So I think that was.
Yeah, he has all these stories about how he would like pin people up against the lockers who were picking on people, and like he said there was this 7-foot guy who like he shoved up against the locker, and like everyone, I always didn't buy it, but you would know him better than I.
That just
I thought so too.
I don't even think so. Like, now maybe if somehow he had suplexed the person, maybe then I'd believe it, because then the 7-foot person wouldn't be alive. But I mean, so I just find that a bunch of bullshit right there. It's like, one, the 7-foot person would have been able to push you off easily, potentially. So,
yeah. Do you know what he's up to these days?
Nope, no clue at all. And honestly, I don't give a shit.
Sure. Well, it's kind of comical. He claims to be a professional musician, even though he makes literally 75 cents in the past 10 years from his music. And he just quit being a professional e-racer, which is a video game where he says he's an athlete, and he's delusional, of course.
I have to make a bit of a joke from a movie I saw.
Sure.
Morgan Freeman has more talent than you, which is a freckle on his ass.
Nice. Yeah, he does a lot of like screaming work. Have you heard his music at all?
Nope.
Oh my god!
The only stuff I've heard is through some of the other videos that I've looked at of yours, and majority of it that I understand is just him trying to be like a professional rapper or something like that. And I'm just like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Was he always this delusional?
Was he always? Honestly, I don't think it was really ever this bad. He seemed pretty normal when we were in school.
Yeah, because I've heard that it's from other people that he's getting like progressively worse and worse.
Yeah, from everything I've heard, I mean, it sure sounds like it.
Yeah, like he threw an ocarina through his wall recently. Did you know that he got arrested for strangling his grandmother in 2012?
I had heard about something like that through one of your videos, actually. That's actually, that brings me back to a point. I was actually going to say, if he didn't get arrested for that kind of shit, he should have.
Well,
I'm glad to actually see that he did. I sure as hell don't blame the authorities for that kind of shit, because that's just not even right.
No, from what I understand, it seems that Sally doesn't want to. She feels too bad about sending him to jail, and they handle everything in house.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. I'm sorry, but you know what? That kind of shit just. I don't want to say there's no discipline, but I'm going to go into a bit of not really a rant here.
No, go for it.
I've got friends, or a friend, who has went to jail for stuff. I'm not going to say what, but, and,
nothing's like violent or sexual or Violence fine, but nothing like hopefully nothing of like a sexual nature. The arrest or
well, for him, it was just a huge, really bad misunderstanding, basically.
okay, sure, I gotcha.
So that's basically what happened with that.
Fair.
But this kind of, I don't want to say technically ties in a little bit with.
Oh, then absolutely,
stuff,
then go for it. Yeah.
So, as you well know, and probably everybody else, with all the bullshit lies he's been spreading, basically saying, how he was the one, quote, raped by me.
Mm-hmm.
That sure as hell ain't true. And I will tell you this right now. That kind of shit irritates me to no end. The people that do that shit need to be locked up. Because even if it's jail stuff, my one friend ended up having that happen in jail. And I was furious as all hell. I hated the situation. I hated that happened to him. And everybody could tell you I was so pissed off, but I couldn't do anything about it. And it sucked. So I felt bad I couldn't help the friend, but, once I got out of jail and everything, it was at least nice to be able to go and see him a couple times at least.
Yeah, after this incident with Chance, can you almost like relate a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Not as extreme because I guess, prison rape, it's probably the most helpless feeling in the world. Like there's no escaping it, So, yeah, I guess like everyone's probably wondering like what, I guess let's get into like the events that led up to Chance going over on that night. He said that the power went out in the neighborhood.
So the thing with the neighborhood, that is a possibility because of how weird the power lines were, because some of them were underground. Mm-hmm. So the grid was really weird. But honestly, that could have been the case, or one of the other cases was his older brother had to go to the ER because I believe he had broken his arm or something. There was some sort of reason, and he had to stay over then. So I can't remember if it was because of the power outage or if it was because of his older brother having to go to the ER.
I believe that he said that it was because of a power outage. But yeah, his brother did die of cancer. Bill.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was I don't know if he was a good guy or a bad guy. I really don't know, but I do know that Chance was so unmoved by it that he didn't even go to visit him in the week and a half before he died in the hospital.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Going off of, previous shit that I've gone through, I lost my grandmother to cancer, and that kind of shit, it hurt. So if you have no feelings for your family or anything, what the hell is wrong with you? I mean, that's not even right. I mean, it's like someone could take your entire family and you wouldn't be moved at all. Seriously? It's like there's a problem with that.
Yeah.
Not just some small problem, some big problem.
As we peel back the layers on Chance, it just seems that he has no conscience at all. It's really, he's just like a totally despicable person. He swore on his entire family's life on something that he was proven to have lied about. He abuses his dog. It's not good. He strangled his ex. He said he blacked out. He goes into these blackout rages.
That, I'm trying to actually remember if that was something he had said before during school, and I can't remember. Unfortunately, I think he might have mentioned something about that during sometime in school, but I don't ever remember seeing that happen. But I remember he mentioned something about that. So that one, I can't tell you if that's true or not.
Sure. I think we've seen him come pretty close to blacking out with rage, if we haven't already. Like, he's chucked things through his wall. Mm-hmm. He gets pretty upset sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to the point where I've almost blacked out once before because of anger, but, I didn't let it reach that point. I kept myself conscious and everything, so.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever blacked out. With it would sound like a pretty frightening experience. And then if I suffered from it, I'd try to get help for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did you ever meet his grandmother?
I can't remember if I did. If so, it might have been maybe once, but I don't remember, honestly, because of it being a good, I want to say probably about, what would it be, 13 or so years ago that all this happened, I want to say.
Mm.
I'm probably wrong on the time, but.
So I guess it would probably be about 14 years, 13 or 14 years, yeah. He said he was 17, I think, so I think he's 31 now, so it would be 14 years, yeah.
Yeah, something, I don't know. I can't really remember ages that well, unfortunately, but,
Sure.
it happens.
Very close, very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess Cyrax is over at your house. From what he said, you guys, you know what, actually, why don't you say what happened? Well, I'll tell you what Cyrax said happened first. He said that you went over to go and play video games at your house because he said the power was out. And I mean, if you think it's the power or his brother, and he said the power, I'm going to go with the power. He said that he was up in your room and that he was lying face down, and you ripped his pants off and penetrated him. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to make a bit of a joke with this one.
Sure.
If I had done anything like that, he could have easily pushed me out because I only weighed about 100 pounds, if not 90. So there was, if that had ever happened, he could have easily just pushed me off. So there's no way in hell, even with the limited vision that I have,
sure,
that I would have done that kind of stuff. I'm not that type of person.
Yeah, I've always said it was like a dark room, with your visual impairment.
Yes, because this was during the night that it happened. So it was about probably, I want to say maybe early spring, maybe late spring, if not early fall. I can't remember, unfortunately, with that. But my room always got really warm during the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
And, so we were up in my room, it was late at night, probably 12, 1 o'clock on a weekday. And, when it gets hot, guys tend to take off their shirts and everything, that kind of stuff, just to keep cool.
Sure.
So I did that, didn't really think much of it. It was just keeping cool. And, if I do strictly. Sorry about the details being a little fuzzy,
that's more than fine.
But, I just remember, I was either on my belly on the floor, or I think I was searching for something. And the next thing I know is I'm in a doggy style position, and basically my pants and underwear come off, or at least down to the ankles, and he basically gets behind me and just starts rubbing himself on my ass, basically. No penetration, but I want to say it was probably just a way to get himself erect. Who the hell knows? Sure. And then he flipped me onto my back, or at least moved me onto my back, and ended up sucking and jerking me off until I ended up ejaculating. And he seemed to have enjoyed that, because when I was about ready to ejaculate, he had said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, I can hear it."
I mean, I'm sorry. There's a lot to process here. So first off, so he pulled your pant to his ankles and he started rubbing, I guess, against the exterior of your backside.
Yes. And at this point, I had never given any type of consent whatsoever. And, when stuff like that happens, sometimes it takes your brain a while to process.
Sure.
My brain, unfortunately, did not process anything until after.
Yeah, I understand. I guess, people could argue, did you say no, but, you were in shock. You were like a deer in headlights
Right.
and paralyzed.
Yes.
Understandable. How long would you say that he rubbed up against your?
Wasn't really that long, maybe 10, 15 seconds, I want to say.
Sure. Did he get an erection?
That I actually have no idea, and I don't remember. So if he did, I sure as hell didn't tell. So.
Okay, so after that, he turns you over and starts jerking and sucking your penis.
Yes.
Again,
all the while I'm still in shock and everything, and still not giving any consent for him to do any of that.
Understandable. He has some very unique teeth. Did those become hazards at all? Did you feel any chipping or?
No, I didn't feel any chipping, but he wasn't sucking long enough for me to really be able to tell.
So it was
because
mostly
that was also pretty quick as well. So
it was mostly jerking.
Yeah.
All right, from start to finish, how long did this act take, would you say?
How long did it take?
I understand us being young, it's probably quicker.
Yeah, I'd say maybe a minute 30 to 2 minutes potentially, as a wild guess.
What did he, and he was saying yeah, do you like that or something to that accord?
I can't remember if he had said that. If he did, I don't actually know if I ever gave a reply due to the shock.
Yeah. And so afterwards, what happened? What did he do?
So after that, I think we just kind of, we just ended up going to sleep till the next day. Once everything kind of processed in my brain, I wanted to act like everything was okay. And so with it being a school day and everything, he ended up, my mom ended up driving us to school, with both of our stuff. And I ended up, just trying to go through a normal day of school. But unfortunately, with the events of that previous night that happened, I only made it through maybe a little bit of the day. And I was like, I can't fucking do this. It's I need to tell someone about this.
Okay, can I just want to back up very briefly. So after you ejaculate, did you ejaculate onto him or into his mouth? Do you remember? Or
unfortunately, I don't really remember. I think a majority of it might have been onto myself, but I can't remember that very well.
Did he make any commentary or have any questions or comments? Did he, or did he just kind of go to sleep? Did he tell you not to tell anyone, or was there any sort of interaction afterwards?
If there was, I don't remember. I don't believe that there was. If so, it was just something small, just kind of being all buddy.
Right on. Yeah, I'm sure you were just kind of what do I do? What do I say? Did this just happen? Did he stay over there afterwards?
No, afterwards, no. So what happened after that? Like I said, we ended up going to school the next day.
Okay, really briefly, just because he said that he slept over at your house afterwards. Is that not true?
No, that's not true. As far as I can remember, that is not true.
Sure.
because after that incident, his mom got called after I had given a note, or at least wrote a note down to the office, and she was kind of mad at me about it. Like, why didn't you tell me about it? It's like, well,
Yeah, because your son preyed on me.
yep, it was just like, I needed someone to talk to, and I sure as hell, didn't know who to turn to, and it was like, I'm just going to go with the first person that, want to listen.
Mm-hmm. You just felt sick in school, like I can't be here right now.
Yep. What made that all the worse was, he knew I was in a relationship with a couple of different people.
Mm-hmm.
But, I didn't tell him, about any experiences or anything. That was one of the first few in real life experience I've had. It just was a huge shocker. But, that kind of stuff just, it's not, when you don't give consent, people should know better.
Yeah,
And that kind of stuff is just not even right. I mean, it's...
Yeah, especially if, like, you're sleeping, like, to make sure, like, are you even awake, like, to just start rubbing against you to wake you up and then flipping you over.
Right. No, we both were completely awake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
There was no, as he put it, scratch marks on him, or didn't elbow me in the jaw or any shit like that. Because, hey, if that would have happened, that would have woken up my parents, because that would have started a fight. So, if he's listening to this, take that advice and shove it up your ass, and try to think before you speak a little bit.
Well, yeah, speaking of his ass, just really briefly, have you seen, well, there are pictures of him just fully spread eagle, like with his out in the open. He wanted somebody to eat the Snickers out of his butthole.
I don't even know where to go with that. Everyone's got their own kinks and everything.
Sure.
But I tell you what, that definitely, it's like, dude, if you're into that, I mean, it's your thing that you're into, but honestly, take that shit somewhere else.
Yeah, it's, he's gotten, I can only imagine he's gotten a lot worse than he was back in the day. But even then, I guess, if he's just, preying on people in the night, it's just crazy. What did the school board do in response?
So I'm kind of going off a little bit of memory from what I can remember.
Yeah.
So after I wrote the note and everything, they contacted our parents. The whole usual thing that they're supposed to when shit goes wrong. Mm-hmm. And I had to get checked to make sure, I didn't have anything, which I knew I didn't, but, they still wanted to make sure and everything, because there was no penetration or anything. Mm-hmm. So that was a slight annoyance. My mom was annoyed about it, but it's like, it's like, I'm not the type to, I think even my parents were a little mad I didn't tell them, but it was like, look, it's not that I didn't want to tell them. It was just.
Yeah, you just kind of hoped that it would go away and the feelings would subside.
Yeah, but, as time went on, it just got worse throughout the day. And it was like, okay, enough's enough. Mm-hmm. So. But he, as far as I can remember, he got suspended for a couple days. And, that's when his mom basically had called me and said, something along the lines, if I can recall this conversation correctly, why didn't you come and tell me about it? We could have worked out something. What's there to work out, I don't even know, honestly. In a case like that, it's like crazy. You can't always talk with, your children. Sometimes they got to learn shit the hard way. I've learned shit the hard way before.
It's the best way to learn.
Mm-hmm. I'll admit it. I've made plenty of mistakes, after high school and everything. Even in before high school, I've made plenty of mistakes.
Sure.
But, that's a learning process. And I've learned from that shit. And it's helped me help other people when they're dealing with that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody's perfect. Can I ask like what the letter said? Like, were you trying? Were you did you tell them who it was? Did you tell them like how graphic did you was the letter,
Well,
or did they kind of dig it out of you?
they didn't dig it out of me at all,
Mhm.
actually. I wrote everything down. It was probably maybe, I want to say maybe a page or two long. And it was just me basically explaining what had happened the night before. Um, even if stuff didn't happen in school, it's still just, it's a good idea to at least let, the school know that, hey,
Sure.
this thing happened, and, maybe keep an eye on this person in case they decide to do something else.
Yeah. He said that he was proven innocent, but yeah, agreed.
Innocent. Boy, it sounds to me like his truth has some holes in it that need to be patched up. But
Yeah,
that's why I'm here.
he was suspended.
Yes, he was suspended for a couple days, and I could see him in the halls and everything, and he wanted to try to make up, just try to be friends. And I can't remember exactly what I said to him. I said to him something, but I just ended up, I said something and I walked away from him, like, basically thinking to myself, you have no idea what the fuck you've done and how much damage you can cause to people with this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Because it is a damaging damn thing. And,
Well,
it's like that saying goes, treat others the way you want to be treated.
mhm.
Unfortunately, it seems to me he doesn't know that.
Yeah, and it's not even the act itself, but he's trying to turn around and call you the rapist. I mean,
Sorry, but I'm not that type of person.
no.
There's a wise line in a song I like, and this one's actually very accurate. You don't need to break my bones for you to break me. Basically meaning, at least to me, you don't need to be violent to hurt someone. Your actions, your words, anything can hurt someone. It can be bone breaking in a way. It can cause just as much damage and harm.
Very true. Very true. He's trying to say that I'm somehow slandering him by merely relaying facts, and I can relate to you there. I mean, he's trying to call me like a murderer. It's
He's
crazy.
trying to call you a murderer when his ass is basically going around saying he was in the military.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
what?
Yes, his Facebook profile says he was in the military. And I wish I was kidding about that, but you want to pull that kind of shit? I tell you what, that's not a good idea, because I know people in the Army. I know people who have been through shit and have seen shit. So if you want to say that you've been in the Army, I tell you what,
Wait a second.
you sure as hell don't want to be my friends.
Wait a
Even
second.
though they are fucking awesome people and I love them to death,
Chance
if they
Wilkins
ever found
claims he
out
was in the
what he
military.
did, they would end up having a, quote, field day.
Oh my god. I mean, the only thing I can imagine that it'd be like a human cannonball.
Yeah, we could kind of go with that. Potentially.
This guy is just so full of shit.
No kidding about that. Just makes me wonder what he's going to get arrested for next. Hate to say it.
Yeah, he threatens to murder me constantly. He waves like a gun around. He gets really angry with his grandmother sometimes.
I hate to say this. Actually, wait. Nah, I don't hate to say this. You leave a gun around, you're eventually going to pull the trigger and it's going to hit you at one day.
Yeah, if you do it long enough.
Yep. It's like all it takes is one little mistake.
Hmm.
And then it's like, oh, oops. Or in some people's cases, no words at all.
Yeah, hang on one second here.
Yep.
I might. No, I thought. Well, somebody specific was going to have a question. Not Cyrax, but my friend. He goes by the name of Schmeckel. But yeah, we all, if you just observe Chance just for a little bit, it becomes really evident that he's just a total liar. And for him to go around calling you a rapist is just pretty unacceptable.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll admit, I end up having sex with my partners and everything, but I always need their help on guiding in and everything. I'll freely admit that. Because of vision and everything, and it's very tricky for someone who's visually impaired to do that kind of stuff. Even like I said, with the said limited vision that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So there would be no way in hell that I could have easily just held him down and just slid in. There is no way.
That's what I've
in
said.
hell.
That's what I've always said. Just like the physics of it and the darkness and the vision impairment.
Yep. I mean, hell, I didn't even have any handcuffs back then either. So that didn't make anything any better either. So that would have been potentially one of the only ways if I ever did do that. But I'm that I ain't that type of person. I'm a sweet person. And all of my friends who I know who have met me have said I'm one of the nicest people that they've ever met.
I couldn't agree more. Everyone here who's following this is just thinks you're the greatest guy, and it's yeah, it's just great to hear your side of the story. And I do think it's brave. Chance has always been very reluctant to talk about it. He wants to
I wonder why. Potentially because he can't remember the damn thing that happened.
Is it possible that he thought this was consensual in a way? Did you give any signs that you were willing or?
Not as far as I can recall.
Mm-hmm.
If there were, I didn't catch the signs, but I'm pretty sure that there was no consent whatsoever because there were usually for me, consent is a yes and no type thing. And as far as I can remember, there was no yes or no that was said. It was just too much shock at the time and all that. So I just, to me, it was taken full on advantage of.
Yeah, so it seems. And you were younger than him at the time, right?
Yes, I was about a year younger than he was. Now, to answer a question that I think a couple people had asked before of why we didn't take it to court or anything, the reason behind that is most courts would take it as, just two teenagers playing around. And plus, if it was a rape case and everything, there wouldn't have really been any evidence. So that's really unfortunate in a sense, but also kind of a blessing in disguise. But, you have a better chance of a rape case than a male-female kind of thing because there's, more evidence there and everything compared to a, same-sex one.
True. I was under the impression that there was some sort of like anal penetration. I guess that's not the case.
No, that was not the case at all. Just oral.
Mm-hmm. And no abrasions, as he said.
No.
And he said that and it's just laughable that you got on top of him and you pull his pants down and bear hugged him, and I guess he's kind of describing what he did to you, minus
just kind of in a reversal kind of sense.
Yeah, but minus the jerking off and the oral sex to completion.
Well, again, he might just be living in his own little fantasy world. But you know what? The one fun thing that I've learned, you can't live in a fantasy world forever because when shit comes and breaks down, you get to fall right on your ass.
Yeah, he certainly seems to be more than comfortable living there for the time being anyways.
I mean, to be fair, I was comfortable in a fantasy world, but I pulled myself out of it. Because there was just too much shit going wrong, and I'm like, okay, enough's enough.
Yeah, Cyrax is his fantasy doesn't always go so well.
As much as I really want to make a comment, I'm
Go
not
for
going
it.
to.
Oh, well, go for it.
Well, okay, and I'm sorry. If
Don't hold back. I mean, he deserves everything and more.
Basically, the way his brain works reminds me a lot of Donald Trump's brain. Just because of kind of in their own little world thinking, oh, everything's okay. I can't get in any type of trouble. It's like, here's a little thing called reality check.
Yeah, I mean,
can't get in trouble.
I guess so far both of them have managed to evade prison.
For now, at least.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of time before Cyrax hauls off or does something really terrible.
Yeah, just a matter of time. Those are the type of people you got to keep a real close eye on. So, because who the hell knows what the hell they'll do?
Yeah. So how did the school handle it? They basically called. Well, they're like, okay, go home. I'm sorry you had to go through this. I'm guessing, right? They didn't make you stay through there.
I want to say that was the majority of it. Yeah. Now that I'm thinking back on it, yeah. It was like, okay, your parents are getting called, and you're going to go home for the remainder of the day.
Makes sense. Do you know how long thereafter Cyrax was suspended? Was it like the next day he was just gone?
Yeah, he was suspended probably for, I think, 2 to 3 days for it.
Okay, because he's always told us that he got expelled.
So, from what I heard, is there is the potential for that, but no. What I remember is, and this is what he told me at least, was he had gotten suspended, but he had also said like he was moving back to Washington to go to school there for some reason because of, I think, whatever happened really fucked up his family a little bit.
Well, I think he actually went over to Garfield High. Do you know where that is?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, he said that he went over there and became a Garfield Ram, and we have like a picture of him wearing like the Garfield Ram wristband while he's jerking off. Unfortunately, don't ask.
No, I'm not even gonna make that kind of joke because no one would want to see that ugly shit.
No, but he puts it everywhere. It's terrible.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and there's nothing you find attractive about Cyrax. This isn't something that you wanted at all.
No. No one ever wants to be a victim of what happened, to be fair. There is nothing attractive about it. My partner even saw him, and she basically was like, God. Just basically was her response to seeing him.
Yeah, and I mean, he's kind of annoying too,
Well, I made the joke of, hey, I have more hair than he does.
I do too. Not by by a little bit of a margin. Not that wide, but
don't more than his.
Same boat. Yeah, we're definitely ahead of the game in that regard. People like to say that he has a skullet, like a mullet, in the back, but like the complete top is just it's gone. He has these kind of like wisps, like his neck hair in the back, like he curls it around. And, I don't know. Are there any other like stories about him? You say like from what I heard. What was his reputation?
I didn't really hear a whole lot of his reputation at school, honestly.
Sure.
No one really ever talked about him. Even the friends that I had there didn't really talk a lot about him. We hung out quite a bit at lunch and just chatted and everything, but that was really about it. There was just me, him, and our other friend. And as far as I know, we were the only ones that kind of really knew a lot about each other.
Yeah. Like, what kind of stuff did you guys talk about? Do you remember? Or what kind of stuff did you guys get into?
Unfortunately, I really don't remember too much. I think it was just kind of giving little updates of how one of my relationships was going, if I remember correctly. But no, not 100% sure about that.
Okay, here's a question. He said that when he was in high school, there was like a writing center, and that some guy named AJ Vega stole a book from him. That he wrote a book, and that AJ Vega stole it from him. And
What? Wait, what?
yeah, do you remember anyone named AJ Vega from high school?
No, I do not. It's
Okay.
like, wait.
Okay, well, he's saying,
I'm just like, what the hell?
yeah, AJ Vega. Cyrax basically copied and pasted an entire book and had it like self-published as his own. But when he was caught, he said that this guy AJ Vega stole it from in the writing center, and is trying.
Okay, wait. So just to get this clear,
Sure.
so he wrote a book.
Yes, Soul Census.
If I remember right, he was not much of a writer back in school, but
No, and he's still not today. He still can't write at all.
boy, I'm a better writer than he is. Then I just got to get my stuff submitted at some point.
Well, he just had his grandma pay for it, so nobody really bought it or read it, and the whole thing was stolen. But he holds it up every now and then, like I published a book, but the whole thing is ripped off.
Plus, it all depends too. It's like, do some original work. I mean, the book I have, it's taken me a long time to do, and I'm still working on editing the thing, but it's like there's a thing called original works for a reason. Use your brain. It's like you just got to get those gears turning a little bit.
But I think they don't turn it all, because like all of his music that he makes, all the words are stolen and the beats are stolen.
Boy, feel bad for anyone who finds that and gets him copyrighted and really gets his ass. Actually, no, I don't feel bad about that, because that kind of stuff will get your ass in trouble. That's why with your writing, music, you always hear people put disclaimers. I do that.
This is something that he just refuses to understand or consider. I've gotten word that Cyrax or Chance, I'm sorry, wants a link. Do you by any chance do you want?
Oh boy, he wants a link.
Yeah. Do you?
Boy.
Do you mind if I?
Because of the fact of he was panicking like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
He's gonna come on screaming. That's what he does. Like, and I'll have to mute him, so you can say your piece. But do you want to hear him go absolutely berserk?
I don't think I'd have to hear him go berserk, because I can hear that already in my head.
Sure.
Because it's not that difficult. From all the shit I've heard from him, yeah, it's like that's not uncommon. But before I say my piece and everything, I've got a nice little word for him, and that is that you don't think about your actions. You don't feel sorry for anyone, and that's depressing. You know what? Life's gonna come back and bite you in the ass at some point, and you probably won't even realize it, because you can damage so many people's lives. You've damaged mine, you little shit, and you have no clue what kind of shit you've caused. So that shitstorm's going to come back and backfire on you. Now then, for the piece for anyone else who might be listening to this, as well as the chat, if anyone has ever gone through this kind of shit, just know that it's perfectly okay to stand up for yourself. It might seem like a scary thing, but the more you stand up for yourself with stuff like this, the more we can get people like Chance, who did this kind of shit, off the streets, so to say. And you've got others who are here to help, who have been through the exact same thing you have. We just got to hold up each other, and we're always here for each other.
It's very brave and very commendable. And I think people who have suffered the same thing will probably be more inclined and encouraged to come forward and tell their tales. And hopefully it'll change culture and society.
Here's hoping.
Amen to that. I guess I try to take it one step at a time by holding one person accountable, especially.
Yeah. Something I've also learned is don't think too far into the future, but trying to look back on the past after all the bad stuff you went through. You know, you can use it as an experience, but don't constantly look back on it because there's nothing you can do. Just use it to help those that need it.
That's a very eloquent point. Yeah, and you have no reason to make any of this stuff up. You know, Chance is going to say that you're a total liar and all that stuff.
I might have a vivid imagination, but that's just for my writing. I keep the real life stuff accurate.
All right, so he's here right now. Should I just not let him on?
He's probably going to go complete ape shit with this,
Well,
and I would not be in the least bit surprised.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's a total idiot. You know, like it's he's literally pounding his fist right now.
Well, you know, the funny thing is I told one of my partners about what he did, and my partner punched the shit out of their keyboard because of how pissed off they were with him.
Hey, Billy, why don't you shut the fuck up and tell them the truth, you fucking faggot-ass little bitch? Why don't you tell them the truth about what you did to me, you bitch?
I removed him because he's screaming. I hope you're not uncomfortable with that.
That's real mature.
Hey, Billy, you're a fucking liar, you fucking faggot-ass little bitch, and you know it. And Bill...
You can't say the F word, Cyrax. You will not be allowed here.
You know,
if I were you, I wouldn't trust this fucking...
I mean, he's calling you the F word while your dick was in his mouth.
I mean, yeah, but you know...
There you go, Cyrax. There you go.
Come on, Billy. Why don't you tell them the truth? Tell them the truth about how it was acquitted and how it got let fucking go, you bitch ass. Hey, Billy, tell them the truth, you fucking rapist little bitch.
Acquitted? So, did this ever become criminal?
Tell them the fucking truth, Billy. Tell them the fucking truth. You fucking faggot. You fucking punk ass bitch. Punk. Tell them the goddamn truth, boy. The fucking truth. And Marty, why don't you...
Yeah, that's the appeal.
Just like a kid on Call of Duty.
That's the appeal.
Billy, listen, bro. You and I both fucking know that the schools removed me for my own safety so I wouldn't beat your goddamn ass after what you fucking did to me, you bitch. You ain't nothing but a faggot ass little loser who honestly deserves to be behind fucking bars like the rapist that you fucking are, you fucking punk ass little bitch. Hey Billy, why don't you tell the fucking truth, you fucking faggot? Tell the truth, you fucking loser. Because you and I both know you're lying through your fucking punk ass teeth. You and I both know that I know you better than any motherfucker. You and I both know that I know you better than anyone. You and I both know that you did that shit to me, you fucking faggot. And honestly, Billy, lucky I'm not there right now, because I'd be beating your goddamn ass within an inch of your fucking life, you fucking punk ass little loser. So go ahead, keep running your mouth like the white little fucking faggot that you are. Go ahead.
No, honestly, get over it. Jeez.
I both know.
You're yourself, because apparently you don't. And trying to swear at me makes you real mature.
And well, you raped me. I did not touch you.
No. You got your story backwards. You raped me, and I remember it completely. So I don't know where you got that.
Whatever, Billy. Billy, you and I both know you're a liar, you bitch ass little.
Off of them, seriously. It's like, I don't know.
Hey, Billy, how?
Whatever, what kind of shit you're on, but dude, seriously.
Hey, Billy, why don't I come to your house and beat your fucking ass like the faggot that you are? Why don't I beat your ass for the shit you've done to me? Why don't I come there to your fucking house and...
Yeah, he seems agitated. Sorry, 1 second, sorry, because I think I muted you.
Irritation. That's mature. That's real mature.
Yeah, he seems that when confronted with the truth of his actions, he just ran away. Cyrax definitely, I think he may have even quit off in just such a fuss. I mean, how do you respond? I mean, what do you even have to say? He's insane.
Well, you know, I'm gonna go off of something that he had said to you of, oh, you're trying to basically say, oh, you're against me or some whatever the fuck he had said.
Mhm.
No, what you're doing is you're just pointing out the flaws in what he says. And, even if it's just little pieces parts, you like getting the full story from both sides. Or if you can tell that someone's lying, you like getting the true story. If you went to them, I don't want to say, actually, no, that I'm not going to make just in case. But, that kind of that behavior, I learned way back when, that kind of behavior just doesn't even work. It's like he needs to get some help and like a anger management kind of thing. He just needs a lot of help that unfortunately I don't even think God can give him at this point.
No, he's too far gone, I'd say.
Potentially, yes. I mean, the whole fact that I just got used to that and it's just like lols. I just laugh at any stuff like that nowadays. It's like, you can get as mad as you want at me. That's not going to change anything.
No.
It's like, you can be mad and think what you want, but, I remember that shit. I remember it full fucking well.
Okay,
And like I said, he wants to use the F word on me, so all he's doing is just calling me a bundle of sticks.
True.
So I don't find that as an insult. I just laugh it off.
Why don't you tell them the
Okay, so I guess he's on a live stream right now, yelling about what happened. I'm going to play that because he was too afraid to confront you.
Of course.
Yeah.
tell them the fucking truth about how you raped me. I didn't do a goddamn thing to you when you fucking know it. You fucking know I didn't do anything to you. And Billy, you and I both know that I know you better than any other motherfucker on this goddamn platform. Nobody knows you the way that I know you, you fucking faggot. You and I both know. You and I both know what you did to me.
The people in the chat are saying you're a monster, Chance. It's over. You ain't nothing.
It legitly is. I mean, he wants to go and say all that kind of stuff. Boy, if he says he knows me as well as he does, he wouldn't be so pissed off about this.
True.
He's just like a little kid throwing a temper tantrum because they can't have a cookie.
Yeah, they're saying we believe Billy. You are nothing. You're a monster, Chance. Why would you beat up a blind kid? It's over for you. This is just. How does he think this makes him look?
And you want to sit there and play the victim? I don't think so.
The only victim here is the one.
I don't fucking think so, pal.
Getting raped by him.
Why don't you tell them the fucking truth about how you raped me?
I mean,
he sounds like a broken record, honestly.
Truly a scratchy one at that.
Yep.
Tell them the truth.
I'm surprised he hasn't thrown out his voice.
I'm going to tell you right now, Billy, if you...
I'm just waiting for him to, break the shit out of his keyboard and his computer, to be fair.
It just froze.
I don't want to say that'd make my evening, but I would just find that hilariously amusing. Just seeing how irritated he gets is just like... I don't want to say it's music to my ears, but it's just amusing to hear, because it's like, you're mad because the truth came out, and the truth hurts. I don't know where you're getting the whole thing of I did any of that shit to you, but wherever you're getting it from, your info's wrong.
It may sound bad, but him getting very upset about the truth hitting him in the face, it's like a high.
Yep.
When he starts just screaming at the top of his lungs, I can't get enough of it.
He's gonna be sore tomorrow.
Yeah.
At least his throat will be, and it's going to be completely his fault. And I'm okay with this. Hey, the saying goes, the truth hurts. And he doesn't like the truth? Well, too bad.
Hey, Marty, since you don't want to let me on your fucking stream...
No, Cyrax, come on. Come on, Cyrax. Come on, Cyrax. You just couldn't... I wanted Billy to be able to speak his piece. I'll post it I'll post it again. You'll have your opportunity. Billy's left. Welcome aboard, Billy. You gotta love Chance. He's a
I just love the fact how irritated he gets. That's the only thing I love about it.
Yeah,
because
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
his
sorry
type
for
of
putting it
amusement
that
is the type of amusement that rageful gamers get, and that's the hilarious type to listen to for me.
Yeah. This is him every day.
I'll spill the goddamn truth right here. I'll spill the fucking truth right here. Hey, Billy, why don't you tell them the fucking truth, you little bitch?
Boy, you know, the
Tell
point is, he says
them
he'll
the
spill the truth and
fucking
everything.
truth about how
He
you
says Bill,
raped
there's
me.
essentially more words that just sound the exact same.
True. And Cyrax, or Chance, I don't know if you're watching this or not. I'm pretty sure you are.
Unless he broke his computer because he was so frustrated.
Sure. Here's Tyler. He's
Wow.
Yeah. Me.
You know what?
Mhm.
I would have never thought that Cyrax could hit a new low.
Mm.
But this dude's one real piece of work, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Threatening to beat up a blind guy, it's just, it's despicable.
Out of this world. I'm just as shocked as anyone else, really.
Are you, though?
We've all suspected that he's the one that was doing the victimizing.
Yeah, I agree.
But somewhere in the back of my head, I did believe it, but I was like, maybe it's just one big fucking joke that's being passed around. It turns out that it's actually true, and it's like, I don't know what I have to say about that. This all just came out of nowhere all of a sudden. Marty, you got in contact with Billy. Congratulations.
Well,
I didn't think that he actually did.
Wicked Moon got a hold of him after hearing how despicable it was that Cyrax was trying to call Billy. Here, I got Cyrax here. Here, 1 second.
All right, yeah, sorry.
So, Billy, you gonna fucking tell the truth yet, you fucking faggot ass little bitch?
Let him
You gonna
tell us-
speak? No, you gonna speak up and tell the goddamn truth about what you did to me and how I never did a goddamn thing to you. Like I said, Billy, you seem to forget I know where you live, and trust me, if you don't tell the truth, I will come to your house and beat your fucking
Cyrax,
ass.
let me mute you.
No, shut the fuck up, Marty, you punk ass little bitch.
I want Billy.
Shut up, Marty.
Okay.
Let me tell you right now, Billy, you better man the fuck up and tell them the goddamn truth, you fucking rapist little bitch. Tell them the fucking truth and tell them about how I didn't do anything to you. You and I both know I didn't do anything. So tell them the truth. Tell them the truth, you fucking punk ass. Because believe me when I say this, I will come to your house and I will beat your goddamn ass. You forget I know where you fucking live. You forget that. And you seem to forget that I know your address and I'm in the same town as you. So do something. See if I don't beat your ass. Tell them the truth. See if I don't beat your goddamn ass.
Keep digging your grave. That's all I'm going to say. Keep digging that grave of yours, because that's all you're doing.
I think his grandmother just pulled the internet out on him, to be honest. Truthfully, his thing just froze.
I can't really say that I'm shocked, but I just can't believe. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything, Billy. I just can't believe that he actually wrapped his lips around where. And at first, I thought he just penetrated, which I'm not surprised, but him doing the sucking doesn't really seem like him. But
no, well, to be honest, I have heard that he has sexually chit-chatted with a transgender person. He said that he wanted to suck the penis. So it's no surprise to me at all. And Cyrax, he just faded out. I think Sally ripped the internet out.
And it's shame on Sally for defending Chance.
I hate to say it, but if she could see all this shit, I don't think she would really defend him.
She sees it every day.
She still wants to defend him? I'm sorry, but sheesh. it's like you're going to defend someone who's yelling at the top of their lungs about this, honestly, when everyone knows, even she knows the fucking truth. So, if she's still going to take his side on that, then it's like, okay, fine.
He's just screaming at you, calling you a faggot, but we know what he did.
Right. And, there were kids messing around, Tyler. I mean, no room for any homophobia, please. Yeah. I would say they're both trying to figure out their sexuality, and it seemed that both of you do like men.
Well, I knew a lot about my sexuality at the time, so that was really not really any type of experimenting for me.
So do you think like Chance was insistent on using you as kind of like a learning ground?
That's a possibility. I mean, who knows with him? I honestly don't know. I mean, that's a good possibility, but with him, you'll just never know. You never know what's going to go in that brain of his or what he was thinking or doing at the time, but he's just one of those types of people that it's just like, what you gonna do with him? You can't do anything with him, honestly. It's
No.
like a lot of people say, it's just sickening what happened.
And here's just a question here. Do you still live at the same address that you did many years ago, or?
Nope.
Yeah, I figured.
You will not be able to find me. That's exactly why I left.
Yeah, thank God. Well,
Your Chance fucking knocking on some random dude's house.
Well,
Yeah,
you left because of Chance.
Excuse me?
Well, Billy, did you say that you're leaving because of Chance?
No. I had moved out last year.
Okay.
So I had moved out last year. It wasn't because of Chance or anything. It was just like, okay, I need to be a bit more independent. So
Yeah.
I agree.
He refuses. He has this. I'm not sure if they're girlfriends or fiancés, but it seems like he's insistent on getting her to move into his grandmother's house. And I just don't know how that's going to unfold.
I hate to say it, but with him, probably not very well.
That's what we all try to tell her, but she seems insistent upon it.
Well, unfortunately, some people don't want to see the red flags or anything. It'll come back to bite people as much as you want to show them the red flags. Sometimes they need to learn for themselves, which is really sad.
I agree.
And you are so well spoken. When I heard the story the first time, I was like, maybe Billy could be a bit incoherent. Maybe he probably had, like, in a way, the same mindset as Cyrax, but I was way off.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I made a song and I just assumed you were like Cyrax because he has some slow friends, but like you're, as Tyler said, like incredibly well spoken, like sharp. Yeah, like there's no doubt in my mind that somebody's telling the truth here, and it's not the guy screaming, "Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up, bitch! Shut the fuck up, bitch!"
And I hate to say it, but that just shows how mature he is.
Totally. Shit, I don't know where to put my lighter here. Fuck. What's unfortunate?
It'll appear. It's just hiding somewhere.
True, probably. But yeah, I mean, oh man, just his rage and his intensity, it's frightening. Not really, because he's just like a little guy,
I would hate to see what he's like on alcohol. I hate to say it.
Oh.
Yeah, he is really against alcohol. I think his dad tried to, like, he slipped alcohol in his drink unbeknownst to him, and Cyrax says that like it almost ruined his life and that he almost lost his leg.
He keeps going that way, though. He will be. It will ruin his life the way he's going.
True, I would agree. He seems to be addicted to anger.
Yep, but there's Better things to be addicted to than anger, like happiness.
Yeah.
I would
Well,
agree.
but there never seems to be happiness. There was just so much anger built up in a 4'8" midget like Cyrax.
There's too much darkness, no light can get in. You know, part of me kind of wonders what the hell happened to him, but the other half is like, you know what? It's none of my business, and I don't care. He wants to go and basically say, you know, he kind of wishes he would never see or talk to me again. Well, same to you, bud. Same to you.
Well, as far as what just happened to him, I'm pretty sure that his grandmother pulled like the internet out of the wall because he was screaming too loudly.
I mean, is Sally afraid of confrontation?
I think
I
Sally
wouldn't blame
worried
her.
about
It's just a question.
You know, what's really worse, you know, you said that she's worried about him. You know, what if he snaps at her? Then what is she going to do? You know, that's a logical thing to think about. You know, is she just going to be okay with it? You know, what if she gets hurt by him?
She has the right to kick. Well, she has the right to kick Cyrax out, and I don't know how she's still holding love towards him. You know, I do believe that she needs to kick him out of the house, but at the same time, I wish that she wouldn't, because I want to get my daily fix of Cyrax.
Honestly, though, I have to say this. Do you honestly think he would do good on living on his own? Even though I'm pretty sure I know.
Well, what do you think? I mean, I'd say no.
Yeah,
He's gonna be some
you know,
fucking pimp's
if he lived in
bitch.
his apartment, God knows he'd get the cops caught on him for screaming his lungs out and everything.
Well,
That or people would go like, "Shut the fuck up."
the local law enforcement there are very well aware of him.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's surprising, a good or a bad thing. Usually when you got law enforcement keeping an eye on you, that's not a good thing.
No, I would agree.
But, you know, something he has not learned since school is I've done quite a bit of research on law myself. So, and I know a couple people into law. So, yeah. I just say, you know, you learn a lot, and it just makes you laugh with how some people act.
Well, I think we have him right here. Hang on one second.
Hey, Marty, since you don't want to let me on your fucking stream, I'll spill the goddamn truth right here.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. That was the old one. Oh, wait. Here he is right here. Okay. His grandmother's already yelling at him.
Hey, Marty, why don't you quit cutting me off, you little bitch? And Billy, tell them the goddamn truth about what you did to me, you fucking punk-ass little bitch. Tell them the truth about how you raped me, you fucking faggot. Tell them the truth, Billy. Tell them about what you did to me. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth about what you did to me. Otherwise, I will come to your house and I will beat your ass. Tell them the truth, you fucking punk. Tell them the truth, you fucking faggot. Tell them the truth, you rapist ass bitch. Tell them the truth, you rapist. And Marty, quit your laughing. Otherwise, I will come there and I will put a bullet in your fucking head. And don't think I won't. Don't think I won't.
I think Sally ripped the internet.
Oh man, dude, he just keeps on going up there.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I mean, I was holding back so much. Just I mean, like, you know, if you're calling him gay, I mean, like, in a way, you're kind of gay too. I mean, you're just experimenting, and that just
Yeah.
It seems like that he was really into it. No disrespect. I'm just gonna make a point here.
Now, when him screaming his lungs out, it's just a way for him to let out his quote demon. It's like, boy, I think we need an exorcist there, or something.
That would not be a bad idea. You know, just go up on Craigslist and go find like an exorcist and have him go there.
His mom just yelled at him, "Shut up."
Chance.
Yeah. He's got a lot of fight in him.
I go back to the whole thing of, you know, he's gonna get his grandma and his mom all mad about this, and they're just gonna start a huge fight just because of him. So
he waves.
Talk about a family feud.
He waves his rifle around. I really hope they have him locked up.
Yeah, that's very dangerous. It's like someone like him with I don't want to sound like a dick with it. That's what I'm trying to think of. Be
No,
very
no, no,
cautious
no,
with my
no.
words.
Don't worry.
With how his brain functions, him having a gun is not a wise idea.
Fair enough. Yeah, sorry. Adrian, you've been a very naughty boy in the chat here. He's we'll discuss that. But yeah, I really I think his grandma just keeps ripping the internet out.
You fuck.
He seems to think that you're still at your old house, but he's not going over there. And I hope he doesn't. Do your parents still live there?
Yes, they do. And right now, I don't believe either one of them are home because my mom's in the hospital at the moment.
Oh dear.
So.
Well, I certainly. I'm sure he won't do anything. To be honest,
I don't think that he would have to worry about anything, really, Marty, because he barely goes outside as it is. You really think he's going to travel a block or two? Come on.
no way.
But just the sight of him would kind of make me scared to death.
I was
You know,
gonna
like that first
say,
sight.
I think he might have moved somewhere, so I actually don't know if he would actually even be able to get to my old address.
Wait, Cyrax? Are you saying Chance?
Yes.
No, he's still on Lloyd Street.
Is he?
He'll die there.
I thought he ended up moving to somewhere different, huh?
No, I think he just went to a different high school. He went to Garfield eventually, but he still lives there. Strange.
Then again, that's what happens when you don't keep up with some psychopath for a long time.
I'm sorry you had to. Although it's funny, it's just it's like a rabid dog.
What can you do with people like that? He's gonna keep losing it, and he's gonna get so mad he's gonna burst a blood vessel.
Well, I'm pretty sure he has busted many. Have you seen his face?
No, Billy has seeing difficulties.
Hey, that's my joke. Damn it! No.
I'm
allowed to make those jokes.
sorry, yeah.
No, you're fine. I pull those types of jokes.
Yeah, I mean, Marty, but have you made him aware of his current bed bug infested, God state.
Yeah, he's literally like a bed bug buffet. It's just terrible.
It's like, oh, this is tasty. We're gonna go and fight our other friends.
Yeah,
I wouldn't really say tasty, but
there's rats all over there that just run around.
Oh my god, dude. If you would have seen that rat clip. Yeah. He has rats crawling around in his bedroom. It's horrible.
Wonder what's gonna be next.
He calls them his friends.
What?
Yeah. You'll see this rat running around back there, and I'll be like, oh, that's just one of my friends, I think. Yeah,
I don't even know where to go with that.
He's deranged.
Disgusting.
Yeah, just the worst.
That is, yeah.
I think that his grand. I don't know why she keeps plugging the internet back in.
I'm not sure, but
you see an image of somebody holding the internet cord and just swinging it around, just by the cord, the upper portion, and just holding it, just swinging it around, dude, you can't have this.
I can only imagine the hell Cyrax is putting Sally through right now. Drive me over there, get me over there now. Yeah.
Big words when he doesn't come out of their house.
Trust me, there's gonna be a lot of holes in the wall tonight. Guaranteed. We're gonna see a few new ones.
She's been having to drug him recently.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like you can tell because he'll be nodding forward and his speech is all delayed and he's slurring and drooling.
Yeah, but she's never had to do that before, I assume, because he's been on a rampage for so long, and on one of his most recent streams, he's kind of out of it.
I think kind of is an understatement.
I agree.
To be fair, here, bear with me 1 second, gentlemen.
No, it's over. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Gigi, he will be heavily drugged tonight. I do agree. At first, I kind of felt bad because it's like Cyrax doesn't get to be himself, but drugs have like a reverse effect on Cyrax because it seems like he kind of becomes himself. I'm not sure if I'm making myself any sense here. Like he's just calm and collected, but the only downside is that he tends to get sleepy. He slurs his words. That's the only time of the day that he can really be calm and collected and not really coherent. Tess, I'm sure somebody will be showing up at his door pretty soon when there are things for sale in the Wilkins household. I thought pizzas were pretty funny until I've discovered, Craigslist, you can just put anything up. Well, I mean, I'm not really a guy that just fucking shops on the internet. So when I discovered Craigslist, it was pretty amazing because you would have like 6 people show up to Cyrax's house. And one time I set up like a text now number. And I was just contacting all these different dudes, and they all seemed to show up and sing one after another. All right, Beck, sorry about that. Is my mic muted? I'm not too sure if it is. Yeah, Mari has another phone call.
My apologies about that.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, I do want to say that Billy is a furry, and like we've had dealings with a furry who is just like the most annoying person in the world. But like you are,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so you are such like a great representative of the community, as opposed to somebody.
Cool.
He was like neurotic and just totally insane. And it's it gives a lot of hope for me for the community that there are furries like you. Honestly,
There's quite a lot. There's some that I know, that I'm really good friends with. It's not a bad community. All the BS that people say about it. There's drama, yes, but there's drama in almost any fandoms nowadays. It don't matter what fandom you're in. You're gonna get drama one way or the other. there's shit that goes on, yes, but a whole lot of the stuff that people will say, that's bad about it, you just gotta find the right type of people, the right type of fruit, and everything that are just fun to hang out with. Ones that are calm, collective, and just have a fun little blast with.
Mm.
That's actually what's gotten me through a whole lot of the shit that I've gone through, is being part of the community.
Mm.
I'm gonna kind of go off on a tangent here a little bit, but back in 2013, a week before I went to a convention actually over in Pittsburgh, my grandma ended up passing away.
Mm.
And that convention definitely helped me out quite a bit on even giving me some time, just to, just be myself and be happy. So it does a whole lot for me, personally.
Yeah, I mean, watching somebody who's passed is never really easy. Well, not for Cyrax, because, yeah, Marty, so Bill passed away in 2013, right? Or was that?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah, and he does not give a fuck at all. Especially that's his older or younger brother. I don't really know which of the two. Because they're both pretty old. Yeah, dude, it just sickens me that, Bill's on the verge of dying. His time is just slimming out. He doesn't even bother to show up, just to say goodbye. Really.
Yeah, and Sally's going there every day.
ICP or whatever.
Yeah, like they live in the same house, and he drives there every day. He can't even be bothered to accompany her.
Like, hey, man, I know it's like your last week on Earth, man, but I'm just gonna just totally neglect you and not come visit you. It's.
Sheesh. Again, I don't know what type of drugs or anything he's on, but whatever it is, need some help with that.
Yeah, I think more. He eats like almost 100% Hot Pockets. He seems to just love Hot Pockets, and we think that Sally puts pills in the Hot Pockets.
Yeah, it's like a fucking dog with cheese.
Anything with Hot Pockets, thank you.
I heard there's a lot of like rat poop in the Hot Pockets, and they had to like recall a bunch of them.
Oh my god.
He loves the rats, He can't get enough of the rats or the poop.
I don't even know where to go with that still. That's just, I don't even.
Yeah. I do at times feel bad for his grandmother, but I feel that she's created and enabled him.
I mean, there's people I know that, like to take advantage of, their family and everything. And, I've never been that type of person. I'm always one who's been highly independent, never really asked for much. But, when I need the help, I'll ask for it. And that's the only way that I've always worked. So, when I see people, take advantage of other people, whether if it's for money or, just anything, it's disappointing and it hurts to see stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because sometimes it's like, oh, can I borrow this X amount of money? When they're like 18 or 20 something and they are old enough to get a job. It's like, get up your ass and get a job or something. Sheesh.
Well,
it's like, don't run your parents or grandparents dry.
It seems that's what's happening, and the guy who funds the household isn't even related to Chance, but he just bangs his grandmother, and he still buys him everything, and the relationship just doesn't make any sense to me.
That really doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to process that in my head, and I can't do it.
No, I mean, could you imagine like a world where you don't necessarily have to deal with Chance, you have no ties to him, and you choose to support him?
That makes no sense. It's like, if I wanted nothing to do with him, I would sure as shit not support him. And I sure as hell don't plan on doing it anytime soon.
Trust me when I say we have all beloved Bill. With his quote-unquote harassment on Cyrax, he would call him butthead, scream at him from downstairs. It's just a great time. He actually, yeah, Marty, one time, he came in on the stream half naked, on something, I don't know on what, but I think that was our first encounter with Ed. And that's something I'll never forget, because I was like, what the fuck is this grown dude doing in Cyrax's house? His wife was shaking in fear, literally around his presence. He's like, Are you alright? Yes.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. I really hope that like Chance doesn't go over to your fucking parents' house. It'd be pretty terrible.
Luckily, if he does, there's some very nice backup plans I have. If he tries anything. I'm not a violent person, but if he wants to try anything, I'm more than willing to fight.
Oh shit, Starks is alive.
Oh, is he? Okay. Right. Let's see here. Am I? I think it's. Oh, it just keeps. I guess it just keeps buffering and buffering and buffering.
Oh, alright, which means Sally shut off the internet once again. Amazing. Yeah, Chance, she's old. You can't keep on having her bending over and over and over again. You know what's sad? You know?
Here, 1 second. Yeah, so you know what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to play like a little bit of Cyrax's live stream from before.
Why they did what they did. They removed me from the school so that I would not have that happen to me again.
Like, Billy, can you imagine a world where, you know, sex crime victims have to be removed from school for coming forward? It would discourage anyone from coming forward in the future.
Exactly. You know, we need a world where more people are coming forward about this kind of stuff.
I agree.
And so that me and him are separate. So that it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, well, they both lived on the same street.
Fucking understand, it's not fucking rocket science. Oh, I know I don't. I just find it funny.
Oh shit, your screen's not showing.
Trying to sit here and say I did something I didn't do when my name's been cleared for what? 10, 13 years now? Something like that? Like about 13 years? Yeah, about 13 years my name's been cleared. My name has been cleared for 13 fucking years by the police and by the school. So yeah, Marty, do you really think that what you're saying is gonna fly? It's not.
Mario, you there, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your screen's not showing.
Oh, shit. My bad.
It's all good. I just wanted to see his face.
Yes, I do. Because I looked at the screenshot and I pulled up his name on Facebook, and they're exactly the same person. So yeah, he did talk to him.
He seems panicky.
I can honestly say for a fact that Marty actually did talk to him. But like I said, Marty, you like to twist shit and make me look like the bad guy. I'm not a fucking rapist. I don't touch little kids.
What?
That's Tony. Tony's the one that touched little kids.
Rapist and pedophile. Not really the same thing.
What was that, Billy?
I said that's hilarious, actually, because you know he thinks a rapist is someone who touches little kids. No, that's a pedophile, which he still could potentially be. There's a complete difference between it. But I think his brain thinks that they're the exact same thing, so it's just amusingly funny.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna involve the police. He ain't that fucking smart. He may be smart, but he ain't that fucking smart. All he's gonna do is blow it off and do this, that, and the other. That's all he's gonna do.
Can I ask if Chance was good at performing fellatio?
I unfortunately cannot give an answer to that.
Yeah.
I honestly have to say, probably not. But like I said, there wasn't really a whole lot of time to tell with that.
Sure, and I guess it was traumatic, as you said. So I'm sorry, like for asking.
Oh no, you're fine. I get much better nowadays, anyways.
I would imagine that he's got these really jagged teeth. You know, if you didn't get cut up in there, I would say you probably, survived like a miracle.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to ask the chat if anyone has any questions for you here. Yeah, everyone is wildly supportive and are a big fan, and they're sorry they had to go through it and deal with this guy. But I think they're also delighted that you can laugh at him today.
He's so easy to laugh at, it's ridiculous. And you know, the nice thing is, and I'll bring this up to anyone, if you're dealing with depression or anxiety from any type of shit like this, the best thing you can do, talk with a counselor about it. I myself had went through depression and anxiety very recently, on and off throughout all different types of times. Just recently got a counselor back in December, and I've been doing a lot better. And the funny thing, and I think everyone's going to get a good kick out of this, I have an appointment on Monday. So I get to tell her all about the bullshit he's been doing.
Oh, wow. I wonder how they're going to respond. Because
I did tell her a little bit about what happened before, so this is just going to make things all the more fun to deal with, in a good way.
Oh my God, on his channel, he just put a video with your name saying, calling out your name, aka the man who raped me.
Well, and I really hate to say this, as that comedy one goes, you can't fix stupid.
No, I'm aware. I mean, if I were you, I would almost report that, because you don't want people Googling your name and then seeing X, the man who raped me.
You know, the funny thing is, though, is if people actually want to believe his dumbass over me, and especially if they look at all his videos and see his story changing continuously, they'll know he's just a lying sack of shit.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's like, if anyone wants the real damn story, come talk to me and I'll give it to you straight.
Mm-hmm. Okay, some of these questions are, because I would guess somebody with who is visually impaired probably has heightened senses of smell and hearing.
Okay, so that's actually a very unique question. I have heard that quite a bit. I would say, if any, it's very little, because the loss of sight only heightens up the other sentence, but not by a large marginable amount, like what you would see in like movies or something. It might just be like a really small amount.
So, I mean, you don't remember as being like a particularly smelly guy?
No, though I never paid much attention either, to be fair.
Sure. Do you remember anyone by the name of Zach Hussein?
I don't know about the last name, but I do remember somebody by the name of Zach.
Was he a Middle Eastern guy?
I do not remember, because I don't actually think I talked with them.
Sure.
But I just remember the name, potentially.
Yeah,
because if I remember right, Chance had a friend named Zach.
Really? Do you remember if he was shot and killed?
I don't think so.
Okay.
At least not Not that I remember, at least. At least not at North at any time.
Yeah. Do you remember like anything about like Akron pizza shootings?
Nope.
Okay, right on.
Now I will bring this up. I do remember there was a shooting a couple blocks up from where I used to live, actually more than a couple summers ago. And that was definitely all over the news for sure. Only reason I bring that up, probably not a good idea to bring this up, but the one reason I bring that up is because it was from somebody else who we went to school with that did the shooting and everything.
Interesting.
Shot everyone in the household execution style.
That's not very nice. Do you remember anyone by the name?
It was just like over drugs, so it's like.
Yeah,
really?
that happens. Do you remember anyone by the name of David Stoneking?
Yes, he actually died. He drowned. I do remember that.
Do you know if him and Cyrax were best friends?
I do not know that, actually.
Because he always claims that his best friend David Stoneking and his brother, but I don't think they were friends at all.
I don't actually know. I don't think they were. I just remember. I kind of remember that day because of somebody who I was a good friend with, or at least kind of a friend with, I think she had skipped school, and I can't really fully remember what happened, but I just remember hearing about it. How they had counseling for grieving and everything. So I do remember that. That name I'll definitely remember.
Yeah, because Cyrax has a tendency of like, I don't know, I guess embellishing or completely making up his relationship with other people after they're dead, which is the weirdest part. I think it's because he knows that they can't deny it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Possibly.
Sick, dude. Like same thing with what's her name and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fucking
Jamie. Yeah.
yeah.
He is as low as it gets across the board.
And like I said last night or 2 nights ago, Maury, either you or me could die tomorrow, and he would act like we were the best of buddies behind the scenes. And
yeah, do you have any questions about or Chance, or have you just completely forgotten about him? Because for me, it'd be somebody that I would never be able to forget about.
Honestly, I've tried to just put the past in the past. I didn't really think a whole lot about it, but about probably a week or two ago, the memory started stirring in my head a little bit of, what had happened. And I thought to myself, okay, why the hell is this popping up in my head? And I guess that was about the time where he started spewing his bullshit. So it's like, okay, it's like my brain gave me a good reason to rethink of that. And, like I said, it's thanks to you and the others that, got a hold of me about all this shit. I'll admit, when I heard about all that yesterday, I was furious.
I'm sure.
You got someone who makes up lies and bullshit and even has the nerve to say that they were in the army. Really? That kind of shit does not fly. It's like, I don't know where you are in your head or if you think any game you play makes you such and such thing. But I tell you what, gaming does not make you those types of things. They're fun, they're enjoyable, yes, but they don't make you athletic. You actually got to get off your ass and actually do stuff to be athletic.
I would agree. Yeah, I'm just trying to think because we've heard about this. I'm just trying to make sure that I have everything covered here. Cyrax is going to probably say that he'll continue to maintain that he was the victim, but he was the one who got suspended. So obviously the school thought it was enough that he had to have disciplinary action taken.
Yep. Like I said, I don't know if some type of drug altered his memory or what altered his memory, but whatever it did, yeah. It's like those people that play the victim over shit like that, Yeah, no. They're the people that, I can't even give them the full bird. I only give them like the feather of it because it's just like you're not even worth it.
Yeah, I would agree. Um, any questions here? I mean, I think you've done like a tremendous job of explaining everything, and Cyrax's reaction, I think, says it all.
I've learned how to stay cool, calm, and collected in situations like that just because it's a huge maturity kind of thing. And like I probably mentioned, if not, I don't want to be the type of person that, comes up and is just like, oh, F you, F this, F that,
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like, Jerry Springer where you can't hear a word anyone's saying.
No, I know, and he's incapable of having a conversation. Believe me, I think that's his tactic, and I think he's even said that before. That if he's the one screaming and the only one saying anything, then he wins the conversation.
I'm sorry, but it's not who screams the loudest. It's the one who's mature enough. And honestly, I hate to say it, when he screams, I'm surprised someone hasn't taken some duct tape to his mouth and just like, shut the fuck up.
Well, his grandmother does when she yanks the internet cord out of the wall. Essentially.
Okay, fair enough. Good point.
Yeah, essentially. But, yeah, I mean, he definitely belongs in like a mental institution, in my opinion.
Yeah, or at least, something to get him some sort of help, at least, but, like everyone said, I think he's a little too far gone. He wants to blow up at us for, just explaining the truth. It's like, congratulations. You get to see what a forest looks like when it is burning, metaphorically.
Oh, man, somebody's asking here. I don't think it's appropriate. Marty asked Billy if Cyrax gargled. No, it sounded like he was stroked off, and it was dark. I don't think you know if it was onto him or into his mouth, perhaps.
Yeah, unfortunately, that I cannot remember. So.
Yeah. How did he act? Or I guess you didn't have a chance to interact with him, just like the two of you before the school intervened.
Yeah, we really didn't see each other. I wanted to act like nothing happened, and I think that's what he wanted as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was just too much of a burden on me, and it was just like, okay, I'm not going to deal with this shit. So honestly, I don't know if I don't actually know. I might have. I'm trying to remember the last time I might have seen him, and I can't actually remember. Damn. Oh well, I'll think of when it was.
Yeah, so there's a question. There was an ejaculation. Yes, I think Billy, you ejaculated.
Yes.
Yep.
Out of the two of us, it was only me.
Mm-hmm.
Just to clarify that for anyone.
So it sounded like he just wanted to get you off, and he didn't care about himself at all. He just wanted to suck a penis and jerk it off.
Supposedly.
Do you know if Cyrax was masturbating while he was masturbating you?
I do not believe he was.
He was just focused solely on your penis.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose that says it all. And again, like there was overall, like how would you describe like his mood? Was he like aggressive? Was he kind of like don't tell anyone, or was he just like did he not say anything? Was he not expressive?
Wasn't really expressive as far as I remember.
Huh. And you guys were definitely both awake.
Yes. If we both were awake, he wasn't really that expressive. So.
Okay, did Cyrax ever express himself as less than heterosexual or questioning or gay or bisexual?
Not as far as I know. I knew he said that his brother was gay, but as far as I know, he never gave any indication of himself being that way.
Yeah, I mean, and I hope that he didn't penetrate you, and I'm sure you didn't have it
No,
back
he
then, but there is some.
I think if he would have, I would have probably slayed the shit out of him.
Well, I'm just saying there is some question. I don't know how legitimate it is that he has HIV, which I don't, I don't buy it because people say that, and I don't know if you can verify this or debunk it, but people say that and I don't buy it myself personally. I think it's crazy, but people say that he used to be 6 feet tall, but the HIV shrunk him. I just think that's ridiculous. Like, I don't think it works like that.
That just sounds really weird. I don't think that can happen.
Yeah, I would say that like that in and of itself wouldn't be enough to go and get tested. I don't think that's credible or plausible.
I mean, all the times that I knew him, he was always the same height. So
Yeah. I mean, that's what I thought too. He said that the school was discriminatory against people with disabilities. Did you find any instance or example of that?
I always thought just the school kind of treated, I'll admit, I'm not going to say I got annoyed with some people at the school, and the teachers kind of stood up for me about it. But I wouldn't say it was discrimination or anything. I feel like everyone there got treated, equally. It's like that thing goes. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
Yeah, there's a question here. Ask if Chance is a dom in bed or he prefers being a little bitch like in real life.
Well, Mark, you mean
I don't know the answer to that.
Sure.
You'd have to ask someone who's actually having more experience with them,
Fair.
I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a possibility he could be a switch, but I sure as shit wouldn't know.
Right on. What were you saying, Tyler?
Well, I said, like, come on. He enjoys being pissed on.
Yes.
And he enjoys being humiliated by other women eating the Snickers out of his asshole. Now, to some, that would seem humiliating for the woman. But if you think about it, it could go both ways.
Because he's putting it on the internet.
Yeah, well, that's pretty humiliating. I mean, if that would have happened to me, I would never show my face again. I would just rid myself entirely. He has some guts still sticking around after everything that he's been exposed for. I'll tell you that. But that doesn't mean he deserves credit for it. Quite honestly, everything that he has done is disgusting, unforgivable. But that does not mean I will stop interacting with him. Because the bullying that we do is justified.
I agree. I don't even think it's bullying. Like, how is it bullying to? And again, Billy added me as a friend. Like I didn't hunt Billy down. I'm glad we met. Absolutely. You're a very charming, well-spoken guy, and but no, I mean, if people are going to like put the narrative that like I'm looking for this guy, no, it's a story that needed to be told and people wanted to hear. And Chance, you weren't raped, Chance. Like that's just not what happened.
The only way I could see that being an actual thing is if maybe that did happen to him, but by somebody else. But
no, he said
knows?
that he said that it was by somebody who was visually impaired that lived down the block. I mean, and he's saying,
as far as I know, I'm the only one who was like that.
Sure,
So.
but then he also made a video calling out Billy Cyler, the man who raped me.
Yeah. Oh my. Yes.
Yeah. It gets a little bit more specific there.
It's just
so outlandish.
It's like if I wanted to watch that, I would just put on some music.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, as far as like any doubt about other people doing this, unless it was another Billy Cyler who was visually impaired and lived down the block and went to high school with him.
Who knows? But
Yeah, I won't worry about it.
I've learned a whole lot of that bygones be bygones. But when someone brings up the past and fucks it, twists it around, you're not the one twisting shit. He is.
Yeah, I agree.
I wonder if eventually his head's just going to twist and it's going to pop right off at some point.
It may very well in the near future. It very well may.
Time shall tell.
If I were a betting man, I would say yes. And usually I'm pretty spot on when it comes to Cyrax. Well, yeah, I'm actually going to hop off of here, Billy. Thank you so much for coming on, man. I can't thank you enough. I hope Cyrax doesn't give you or like your parents at their house like any grief or anything. If he does, let me know. And
If he does, I'll make sure that his ass gets locked up. So, because I don't play around with that kind of shit. Like, if any of those that I love or care about, family, friends, loved ones, get hurt, that's the time you don't want to see me, because that's the time where I will get to show, as I like to say, you mess with me, you get either my claws or my fangs. Your choice, and I think he would get both.
right on. Hopefully, it doesn't have to come to that.
Yeah, here's hoping, but I've told a couple friends about the bullshit he's done, and they're not happy. So, I've got a good system, of people that support me and believe me over him completely.
Yeah, and he's just a little goblin, No one really cares what he says or thinks.
It's like, we just need to find that adventurer that's like the goblins and get done with that quest already.
Oh my god, he just made a video saying, I just threw a rock through Billy Seiler's window.
Wait, what does it mean? What?
Don't worry, Billy. I'm just kidding. I'm not, don't worry about it. I'm kidding.
I was going to say, if he did.
No.
I was going to say, if he did, the funny thing about that, I doubt he even remembers where the hell I live.
Probably true.
Probably go the wrong way down the street.
Yeah, like if your parents' house burns down during a power, and like if the power gets knocked out, just tell them to leave the neighborhood, because I think that's probably going to be his plan of attack. Like that's when he likes to strike.
If he even knows how the hell to leave his house.
Which he doesn't. Which thank goodness for that.
I just kind of wonder, he never used to be a shut-in from what I can remember, so it's like, huh.
He never used to be what?
He never used to be like a shut-in. He at least would go outside every once in a while.
Not anymore.
So, okay, I have to make this joke. So what? Is he like a vampire or something? Doesn't like the light?
I think whenever he goes outside, like his little bubble that he's created pops, as you said, and he just can't handle it.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't really call him a vampire. I would call him a gargoyle.
Fair. Well, he'll always be my little prince.
Although vampires like to suck, and it seems to me that Cyrax likes to do that as well.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know why he just can't come to terms with his sexuality.
That's probably the whole thing. He's just frustrated about it, wants to blame it on me, and it's just like, I've had people who like to deny it and everything. I've had a couple people who denied it. I've had others who have, completely accepted it. The ones who deny it get really pissed, if I bring it up. So it's like, okay. It's like, keep living a lie. Keep living in your denial. You won't be happy that way. You'll just keep getting mad.
Yeah, and he created this mess by telling the story on the internet and blaming you for it.
Yeah, now the true story's out. And
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Marty, he knows you. He probably knew to himself, if he would have never told the story, none of this would have happened. But what did he do?
He never comes to that realization, though.
Does he ever come to any realization?
No, not really.
You two hold up a good point.
Yeah, the other day, I inadvertently sent him a lot of money via Cash App. I thought I was sending him a request as a joke. He's convinced that it was illegal hacking funds, and so he sent it back to me.
Illegal hacking. Okay, then.
Yeah, I mean, or the other scenario could be true, that I'm working with a lava girl to hack his bank account, and
if that's the kind of stuff that he's thinking, I would hate to see what other kind of little conspiracy theories are running around in his head. I hate to say that.
Oh, there's many.
I'm kind of curious about that kind of shit. Because those kind of things just make me laugh. It's like, okay, it's like, where the hell is your information at?
Well, there is like a tidbit of truth. I think his girlfriend. Well, it's a long story. His girlfriend was hacked, but it's complicated, and I guess it's like a story for another day. But he's convinced that like I'm sending rope to his house over and over and over again. He's convinced that like I've ruined big movie deals for him and like sponsorships. He's deranged.
Mm.
He thinks that
Also,
I'm
extremely paranoid too, from the sounds of it.
yeah. He thinks that I am sending people to his house to come and take his Xbox away from him.
You know, and I really shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. He seems like one of those people that would get swatted.
Which has happened, actually.
Well,
Oh, that's great.
there was a time where he was being a little bit too hands-on and aggressive with his girlfriend, and I did become concerned for her safety.
That's a very wise thing.
Yep.
Well, I wouldn't really call it a SWAT, but
No.
the police did show up. Pretty knocked on his door pretty loudly in the clip. You know, he doesn't even take his girlfriend with him. He just fucking leaves her behind.
Mm-mm-mm.
He's one fucked up piece of shit. You know what? I'm glad that he's twiddling his thumbs right now. Nervous.
What I do.
Yeah. Sally's got to be trying to throw pills in his mouth.
Without the internet, what kind of life does he really have?
None whatsoever.
You know, the way I see it, he's just a troll trying to get attention.
I don't think he's a troll. Well, I mean, he's a little troll. But I think this is all truly his beliefs. There's no doubt in my mind.
Trust me, once you see enough videos, you'll know for a fact that his personality is very real. There's not really much to say on that. Because everything within here has been already said. Cyrax, you know, he's 31 years old, living with his grandmother. What else could you really get from that?
I don't know. Gentlemen, thank you both so much for hopping on here. I'm going to terminate this. Billy, you're very brave, and thank you, Tyler. Less brave, but thank you nevertheless.
Cyrax, it's no need to be brave.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's gonna make a reaction. I'm gonna be curious to hear like your thoughts on it. But definitely
laugh my ass off at it.
Yeah, definitely. Bye for. But I'm not going anywhere, Billy. You always know how to get a hold of me, and hopefully we can share some laughs about your old friend here.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure we'll be able to.
All right. Thank you again. All right, Billy. I'm gonna end this. Thank you, sir. All right. That's that. Tyler, thank you. And let's get a little song here. I think I know just the one. I'm sure you all know it well too.
Shut your mouth and listen to what I have to say. I'm going to take you back to that one specific day. I was lying in the bed alone while listening to you and him talk on the phone. You said, well, if they have the money, I don't see why not. She'll be ready by 9 o'clock. You came in and said it's time to get up. Shower will make you pretty with makeup. In a pretty white dress and hair done to match. You told me I'm a breathtaking catch. I sat on the couch waiting with you, but what was in store for me I had no clue. They came in 3 men, I will never forget the sight of them. They caused you a lot of money while grabbing me by the hand and saying come with me. Honey, I didn't wanna go, but yet you made me do it. You let them break me for that fucking money. I cried and tried to run away, but you helped them push me onto the bed, and I screamed, go away, but you just screamed out, stay. You said to be a good little girl, or I'll make you sad, so I shut my mouth to let them do the things that they were bad. I was only 7 years old at the time, and already my innocence was lost. You needed the money, but at what cost? Every day those men came over and by, more and more each time. Each time you just watched at the door, I ran away at the age of 8. Why was I put into this fate? I was ashamed of what was done, so of course all I could do was tell no one the day that you found me. You said things had changed, said I won't have to do those things anymore. Well, Mom, it was that way for a month. Then you started again through the door. Each day came the men and the friends. Well, I'm 10 now, and things got to come to an end. You see, I became a woman at the age of 9 with my monthly friend. It's night while you're asleep. I'm packing my bags quietly, and I'm leaving. I want you to know that while the men were doing their deed, one of them impregnated me with this seed. And now because of you, I'm feeling guilty because of what they did to me. And I hope you see that at the end of it all, you took away my innocence at the age of 7.